I'm here to give you a BTC update today. As you can see here, guys, we've got this parallel channel just coming out of this range here, this ranging area that we've just basically, it's been pretty boring for Bitcoin, right? It's been pretty boring. We've just been basically ranging in this zone. And from there, obviously, you can see the resistance along this top side, which we're currently flirting with the idea of testing that right now. The support along the lower side is obviously very, very dominant as well. Now, if we do get rejected here from this bearish divergence that we were talking about, as well as the resistance that could potentially be forming from this parallel channel as well, guys, we could easily get rejected here. We've got the 200 EMA to reject us as well. So there's a lot of factors saying that we're probably going to see a test to the upside and then slamming us right back down. And to be honest, with how Bitcoin has been behaving, like on the sort of the macro scale here, we're just in this sort of range here, right? We're in this sort of range, and it's just it's pretty boring sideways action. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we do actually take a bit of a leg down here on the micro here, and that would obviously mean that we're going to be losing all major moving averages here, and then we could be looking for prices of around this lower side here, which is this upward sloping support line, which before we were testing that, guys, in terms of this parallel channel, as I was just saying there, and that's going to be around 46,900, so near enough 47k. We've also got a very strong horizontal coming through here. As you can see, this candle body area, very, very, very strong for a bounce point. Yes, we do, and we can, and we have wicked below it, and that's probably an indication that we're probably going to get to here, have a little cheeky wick down, and then the candle body close around this sort of zone, and then probably banging up from there, testing major moving averages yet again. Just see how he goes. But yeah, that's sort of the sort of potential to the downside that we could be seeing here. Probably a bit of a correction from what we're seeing here, guys. But if we're gonna see upside, because we like to weigh up all the potentials, guys, and the invalidation for this bearish divergence, as I was saying, is going to be at this 49,270, that sort of area. But in order to get over that, what do we need to do? We need to get over these major upward sloping resistance lines here, and they're going to be fairly quite strong, right? We got to get over them. We got to get over the 200 EMA, get a level of support on that, and there goes my alert. Get a level of support on that, and then from there. Hopefully we can bang it up back inside of this parallel channel coming through here, right? That's going to be the sort of ideal sort of scenario there for Bitcoin. If that is going to happen, if we're going to see a nice level of confirmation of support here, I will be looking to long Bitcoin, guys. I will be looking to long Bitcoin, not with like the most confidence in the world, but there's a couple of things telling me here that we could make a cheeky. It's not going to be a 10% gain, guys. Take a step back. It's not going to be a 10% gain. I'm looking for probably like a 1 or 2% here. It's nothing crazy. And what I'm looking for, because as we were talking about this parallel channel that we've got coming through on this lower side here, guys, that basically is a signification for a potential breakup scenario, right? A potential breakout scenario in terms of a measure move that we could be doing here. But we're going to go non-greedy and do something along the lines of this, guys. And we're basically going to be looking at getting an entry after we've cleared this previous lower high, guys, because we're going to be clearing a lower high. We're going to be basically invalidating a bearish divergence. We're going to be finding support on the 200 EMA. We're going to be finding support on this trend line, upward sloping support line as well. So there's a lot of things basically telling us we could easily bang a 1.5% here in a nice little quick move up to this major downward sloping resistance line coming through here. You can see the Viva resistance that we've had along this zone. So I really would be taking probably around 80% of my profit out of my trade at this point. Yes, we do have a little continuation coming through here in terms of this measure move here. We could be looking at prices of around 50,000. We know how the resistance of 50k is going to be there. You can see the resistance along this zone on the top side here as well. Really quite strong. Amazing stuff if we can get that 1.5% right. That's what I'm sort of looking for the day if we do see progression to the upside. If we start dumping here, guys, I'm not really in a position to short. We made a bit of money shorting it around this zone. I think we made like 0.5% or maybe 1%, and then stop loss to entry. It wasn't bad. Like we made a bit of money, right? But what I'm looking for here is more of a long position for Bitcoin. Now, if we dump, guys, as I was saying, if we do dump and we do come down to these sorts of areas, I'll just be just hands off the trigger, guys. I'm going to be putting the gun down. I'm not going to be firing. I'm not going to be taking any crazy short positions coming through right now, because technically we are still in a range and we've still got literally many bounce points to think about, right? Many bounce points. So yeah, it wouldn't be wise to just be shorting this zone here. It's just there's not as much confirmation as what we're looking for a potential long position. Now, Let's talk about the scenario here that we actually bang it up. We get a nice 1.5% here. That's what we're sort of looking for. And then from there, there is potential for another breakout scenario, a double breakout scenario that we could be looking for, right? And that's going to be another measure move to the upside, guys. Let's get rid of that 1.5% for now. Actually, no, let's move that to the side. So we've still got it in our sights. But let's talk about a breakout from this falling wedge chart pattern, guys, because you can see this the resistance from this top side, right? And this is where we're going to be taking profit from that 1.5%, as I just said. And then you can see the level of supports that we have got along this lower side as well. Multiple tests to the lower side, and now we're starting to bang it up. If we are going to see progression to the upside, progression at its finest to the upside here, we're going to be looking at a breakout scenario, right? I want to see probably at least 3 or 4 hourly candle closes testing this trend line here before blindly entering a long, guys, because this is just a key zone for rejection, right? We've seen that multiple times here, and as I was saying on the macro, guys, we're still in this giant range. So to get rejected here, it's fairly likely, right? And that's why we're taking a lot of profit out of this trade at that time. But yeah, if we are looking for that breakout, if we are looking for that significant move to the upside yet again, we're going to be looking at something along the lines of this, guys. And this is going to be quite an attractive move and very nice price action if it is going to basically rally up. We've got a lot of checkpoints to get over before we get there, of course, but that's obviously, we're just going to be using them as take profits, guys. We know the score, staggering your take profits all the way up, moving your stop loss to your entry as soon as you hit your first take profit, and then you know what that means? It's a winning trade no matter what happens, right? So yeah, in terms of an entry here, we would be looking at probably this is where it gets a bit tricky, guys, because we've got we like to set our take profits like quite early on, but not quite as early as this, right? So let's go on the basis that we do have a very strong horizontal here. You can see the rejection coming through from here, really quite filthy, actually. The rejection coming through from here. So we're not going to be getting in until we've cleared that, until we've got a nice few candle body closes above that, because that's the confirmation that we're looking for. But then if you look, the horizontal for this candle body area around this 50,468 is also a massive rejection point as well. So let's go on the scenario that we get in here, right? We're riding that wave up. Our first take profit has to be here. It has to be. Factually, it has to be here if we're getting in this zone. Now, the question is it worth it? Probably not. Probably not. It's a 0.5% move, and what we're going for here, guys, it's like a 7% move or something along the lines of that. So ideally, what we want to do, we want to wait for a bit more confirmation for this secondary breakout long position here, and that's going to be when we're clearing this horizontal here. Once we clear this horizontal, we know we've got momentum. We know we've got momentum there because we've actually cleared through all of this area. We could actually be banging it up from there. So let's go on the basis that we get an entry after this horizontal, and then we're riding that Portugal wave on the beach side up to the moon, right? And you're looking at around a 5% gain there. Obviously, there is going to be multiple take profits along this zone. First one I probably would be looking at is definitely going to be something along the lines of here, guys. You can see the consolidation here. You can see the resistance that we have found. So first take profit up around this zone. Second take profit clearly is going to be here, guys. You can see the resistance as well. And also we've got volume weighted ATR band coming down there, volume weighted average true range coming down here, guys. And that's obviously going to be providing heavy resistance coming through as well as this upward sloping resistance line too. So this area is actually going to be a very dirty, filthy sort of zone there while you're in a long position. I would be running to the toilet in a long position around this sort of area. I would be taking like amples. I would be taking a hefty lump of my position out in profit if we're in that sort of scenario there for that long position, right? But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going for here for Bitcoin. If we can see progression to the upside, let's just summarize the short term ever so quickly. We've got the 1.54%. If we can get over this bearish divergence, then we're going to have a nice little entry point coming through there. And then we're going to be looking at basically long in that zone, longing this breakout scenario here coming through like so, banging it up like that, taking profit at around 49,800. Obviously, nothing I say is financial advice, guys. Please go do your own research. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm here to just educate you, TA. And yeah, So yeah, 1.5% is what I'm going for there. And then if we can get a double scenario breakout off that, I'm going to be looking at an entry probably around 50,600, 700, and then longing that bad boy all the way up, staggering those take profits. You know the score. You know the score. So yeah, and then once we fit our first take profit, guys, we're going stop loss to entry. And then just riding that wave, basically all the way up as high as we physically goddamn can. Yeah, that's pretty much the short-term time frame summed up there for Bitcoin. And that's your BTC short-term update today.